How can you work in having a good relationship with yourself?
Work hard at it and we focus on it, that we can make it happen.
People who have accomplished great things did accomplish great things because they didn't give up.
Don't view it as a mission impossible. View everything as a mission possible.
She is my wife.
I will not be silent.
I request a duel to the death.
He will answer for what he has done.
Confess!
The Last Duel is a film based on a true story which really makes the audience think about different topics about society. Was that really something you guys set out to do while writing the screenplay?
We wanted The Last Duel to be a movie that would make people feel something. And I think that's always the goal. In particular with this movie, because it's about people who don't see or recognize even the basic humanity of others, in particular women. Not to mention at the time, the whole peasantry class and so on, a society that was so rigidly hierarchical, and that hierarchy was rooted in gender and class and ancestry, where only a very narrow slice of people had the opportunity to even advance themselves or have any kind of life where they were respected by others. We wanted to show, I think, or at least we were mindful of, the basic need to be, to actually see others for who they are and to recognize that all human beings deserve respect and the same opportunity to flourish and care for their families and be happy. And that was denied to a whole segment of the population, and in fact in many ways continues to be much more difficult for people, is an obvious fact. So we didn't want to teach a lesson in that. We didn't think that we had discovered that. We simply want to tell a story about an extraordinary woman who did incredible things, who we think, look, you just benefit from. A great story is a great story. Her story is a great story. That it happens to be a true story makes it even better, because the audience just then knows, oh my God, this is real. This took place. And that only adds to the power of your storytelling. And really what we, I think, wanted was just to hope that it would be good, because if it was good, it would affect people and create some empathy and compassion in the audience.
And how crucial was Eric Jagger's research for writing your screenplay?
Eric Jagger's research was absolutely critical for us, and though I must say, as you can see, if you read the book, you'll see the movie. It's very much a movie that's adapted from that book, and but interestingly enough, the centerpiece of our movie is Marguerite de Carouge, and very little it was really known about her, because the men tended to write down everything they were thinking and feeling, but they didn't really. They completely overlooked and ignored the women. So Nicole really had to make up a lot of Marguerite's life based on what kind of scant facts we had, and it's a really beautiful job of inventing a human being, I thought.
Thank you very much. Marguerite was a challenge to write, but it was really fun to create a character, and it was also very sad to write this character. But I admired her and thought she was incredibly courageous and honest, and really honored herself and her experience, and that was really great to write.
I am telling the truth.
The truth does not matter. There is only the power of men.
And what does the story has to say about chivalry, gender, and perspective?
We talked about the movie as kind of an anti-chivalry movie, in the sense that, or like a re-examination of chivalry, of the chivalric code, and what was interesting to us was this idea that movies in general tend to overlook women, and what if we made a movie that was from 3 different perspectives, and the first 2 were male perspectives, and the women just only existed in the male stories when they were manifested by the men to kind of, for whatever the men needed them for, whatever adulation the men needed, they could kind of manifest the women. But other than that, the women were just completely relegated to the background and completely ignored, only to flip the whole thing in the 3rd act and reveal this whole world that had been entirely overlooked. And you know, in our headiest moments, as we were kind of conceiving it, we were thinking, well, how, how, can we implicate the audience? You know, can in this, to have them think, wow, I haven't even noticed for 2 acts of this movie that these women have been entirely ignored because I'm so acculturated myself to seeing movies like this.
You do not believe me.
I am risking my life for you.
You are risking my life so you can save your pride.